now called PDP. For reference purposes, the same Professor.
Hello and what's up, guys? In this video, the political space is shaking again, and it's all about Peter Obi. A shocking twist is unfolding as reports are flying in that Obi may have dumped the ADC and is now aligning himself with the PDP. Yes, you heard that right. The same PDP he left before the 2023 elections. And guess what? Powerful northern politicians are now allegedly backing him to clinch the PDP presidential ticket for 2027. Former Minister of Information Professor Gana, one of the founding fathers of the PDP, made the bold statement on Arise TV. He openly endorsed Peter Obi and said under PDP, Obi will defeat any candidate from the north in 2027. He even admitted the PDP made a big mistake by letting Obi go in 2023, and now they want him back. But that's not all. Professor Gana revealed he is leading a team in search of the PDP's 2027 presidential flag bearer. And according to him, the North is now ready to hand over power to the South. That is a major claim, and it has sparked serious reactions from both supporters and critics. Meanwhile, over in ADC, their interim chairman, Senator David Mark, is warning politicians against jumping from party to party. He says ADC will no longer tolerate anti-party activities, and this might be a direct shot at Peter Obi himself, who some believe has one leg in and one leg out of the party. Rufai and others on Arise weren't having it. They questioned Gana's motive, reminding viewers how PDP once blocked other credible candidates like Donald Duke in the past, and now they want Obi back. They also want Peter Obi not to fall for political games, saying some of these old players may just be using him to save a sinking ship. Guys, it is getting messier by the day. Will Peter Obi really return to PDP? And if so, what does that mean for 2027? Guys, I will let you watch this video for yourself so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look, guys, and remember to share your thoughts after watching.
A former Minister of Information and founding member of the People's Democratic Party, Professor Gana, has endorsed Peter Obi to run for president on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, stating that he would defeat any candidate in the North. Professor Gana, who is leading a search team for the PDP's presidential candidate ahead of the 2027 elections, confirmed that the party is actively trying to woo Peter Obi back into the PDP. The PDP chieftain made the comment on Arise Primetime, adding that the party made a mistake in 2023 regarding the circumstances that led to Obi's exit. Let's listen in.
Actually, we made a mistake in 2023. I wish somebody on the other side, where he was vice president to Atiku at that time. If I were Atiku, I would say, Peter, it's now your turn.
Yeah.
Come up, I'll give you a good vice president, but they didn't do it. What I'm saying now is that in the northern states, Peter Obi under the PDP would defeat any candidate up there, because our people are very fair-minded. They say, look, it's the turn of the South. In 2031, it will be the turn of the South, and they are getting ready. So there is that very powerful process. Our people are very fair-minded. They are very just. We are building a nation. We don't want people to ruin this opportunity.
All right, the PDP made a mistake. Meanwhile, Senator David Mark, the interim national chairman of the African Democratic Congress, has declared that the party will not tolerate the imposition of candidates, anti-party activities, or any form of indiscipline under his leadership. While speaking at a National Executive Committee meeting in Abuja, Senator Mark pledged to lead the ADC with integrity, transparency, courage, and vision. Let's take a look.
Internal democracy, transparency, and accountability will be our mantra. There will be no imposition of any kind here. Everybody in this party is equal. ADC will have zero tolerance for anti-party and any form of indiscipline.
The general has spoken.
You are either in ADC or you are not in ADC. There is no midway in this business. And those who are not with us, we will not carry them along.
All right, Rufai on fire. The general right there has spoken. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. There's a quote I normally say that Vimbai likes a lot, and I'll quote it again from Francois de la Rochefoucauld. He says, hypocrisy is the homage vice based on virtue. The general has spoken.
Yes.
He says no room for antipathy. There are a lot of people that are one leg out and one leg in the ADC. In fact, the spokesperson of the party, Bola Jara, came to defend some of them. Part of them is Mr. Peter Obi. So what is he saying with everybody? They will not tolerate anti-party activity. A lot of people are still, there's something in Yoruba called Fidihe, interim. Yeah. It was the government of, what's it called, NaijaStarNews. Then we have the Yoruba moniker for Fidihe. So a lot of people are still doing Fidihe with ADC because they don't know.
Maybe he's warning them now.
They don't know where they are going truly. And his party, spokesperson said there's no problem with it because they also know. So you have to be able to taste every water. Yes. Is it good? No. But that's the way Nigerian politics has become because you don't want to dive into somewhere fully and they clamp you there. Look at Rufai now. Yeah. He quickly went to dive into SDP when they were going the way of SDP. They clamp in there. They say, no, you're not going anywhere. They are banned. So, okay, what will you say about people like Rufai that met with them in the coalition and SDP is saying, no, he says I'm a member and all of that. So all of them are doing anti-party. You see, in Nigerian politics, everybody is anti-party. Now they catch Nabi Barao. Everybody is doing anti-party one way or the other. Even when you see a man that is in a political party that is prognosing other political parties, it's anti-party. So all of that is hypocrisy. Secondly, Professor Jerry Gana. Hey, please, dear Mr. Peter Obi, do not allow them to deceive you. There's a word on the street, I'll tell you, it's called handicap. When they carry you, don't be a handicap. You will be a problem. Professor Jerry Gana is now saying that Peter Obi, I didn't know when Professor Jerry Gana started running a polling agency where they see that Peter Obi is going to win in every part of this. I don't know. He's saying it for his own political reason. After they have dabarooed the same PDP, they've scattered it. And some people are still holding PDP. You want to pull a man that they didn't see him as good enough then. You now want to pull him back to the disaster that they already have now called PDP. For reference purposes, the same Professor Jerry Gana, when you had a man that had decent character, one of the only governors that EFCC didn't try, that had good track record, that was rolling on the bill of your party, that won you in the primaries, called Donald Duke. Didn't you go against him and took the case to the court and frustrated the man's campaign because of the series of court cases then, up to the very end? Right. So if you really love the country so much, I know what you quoted in court then was the fact that the party constitution said that if the leader of the party will follow again for a particular region, you can't have a presidential candidate from another particular region. But people too could have looked away from that in the interest of Nigeria and allow a candidate like Donald Duke, which a lot of people, praised for his prowess when he was in Cross River State, go there. But you said no, it was going to be you. And you finally got a judgment against him in the end. So why are we now trying to push Peter Obi to a cul-de-sac? Peter Obi, I think you should be smarter than all of this. You've gone through a lot of wilderness in Nigerian politics. It's for their own selfish interest too. That's just it.
When we spoke with Talbamina, Dr. Mohammed Aliyu Babangida earlier on, he referred to a certain category of politicians in Nigeria as nomadic politicians. And that many of these nomadic politicians, they've left their parties, they have domiciled themselves in the ADC, and that nobody should be surprised if these nomads leave again. After all, since 1999, we have politicians who have been in almost 5-6 political parties, just jumping from one place to the other. But the irony that I tried to point out was that Senator David Mark was one of the founding fathers of PDP, and he was, one of the major leaders of the party. Is it the same discipline, party loyalty, which was at the root of the crisis in the PDP that, the people who are now in ADC would ensure? To expect party loyalty under this present dispensation, you can only probably get it when you are in power, and the members of the political party are all expectant that something will come their way. If you are in the opposition, they'll be looking for how to get into power anyway. Now, that's that about that. Professor Jerry Gana is also one of the founding fathers of the PDP. Yes, he was one of the people who wrote the manifesto of the party. So he's the father of the party, one of the fathers. So for him to say, he's headhunting for a candidate, he says Mr. Peter Obi. Well, we should look at the arithmetics. If Mr. Peter Obi goes to PDP, a party that is divided down the middle, a party that is in coma in CTU, intensive care ICU, intensive care unit. Now, 2, Wike is there, controlling the party. So is Peter Obi going there to go and fight, those persons, entrenched forces in the party, although he used to be part of that party. 2, to be president of Nigeria, you have to look at section 134, subsections 1 and 2. You will need 1/4 of the votes in 2/3 of the states. Now, how many states will Peter Obi get from the southeast and the south? Whose governors are all saying we will vote for Tinubu? In the southwest, I don't think any governor will even allow him to get 1/4 anywhere. And then the north, this same north, You think they are ready for a Peter Obi? So Professor Jerry Gana may just say, he knows something perhaps that we don't know.
Well,
so he should tell us that thing that he knows.
Exactly.
I don't see how feasible it is.
Yeah, well, like they say, 24 hours is very long in politics.
I want to thank you very much for the privilege of being here. Thank you for the good work. We really appreciate it. Your people came and they covered our event very, very well.
It's our honor, privilege.
Thank you.
Now, will you say it's back from the brink for the PDP? Because a lot of people were expecting the party to go under.
I think those who are thinking that way maybe don't remember, and I don't blame them. Remember the nature of the party that we formed in 1998. When we said power to the people, the party was created not at the top. The party was created to have a base at the grassroots in every community, in every world, right up. So the membership and the vibrancy and the life of the party really is at the grassroots level. And they have been there, and they are very, very faithful. Unfortunately, in the last few months, some of the leaders at the top had some disagreements. And instead of doing it the way we used to do it, to really, as it were, have meetings, debate issues, reconcile and come out with because in any organization there will be all sorts of disagreements here and there.
Even within families, within nuclear families, yes, there are disagreements.
It's the way you resolve them. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. There was this thing, and people thought the whole party was gone. It's amazing that just as a very short notice, 2 days, we, the founding fathers, convened a conference. We wanted them to be together as a family at the Air Force. Just a few, 1 or 2 days, the whole place was packed, as if we've been preparing for the last how many months. And believe me, you go to all the corners, all the institutions, you find that people are ready because they believe in PDP. Fortunately for us, they still remember what we did. And they remember what happened by those who took over from us. So the PDP did not come back from the brink. We've just resolved our issues. We had some, in fact, we had more serious problems, before, and we survived. This was a very small.
I said from the brink because many of your key members, even founding members, jumped ship, left the PDP and saying this is a sinking ship. They either joined the APC or the new coalition in ADC.
No, why I'm laughing is that even yesterday, some of the people you are referring, I don't want to mention names, sent people to accuse me. Why didn't I call them to that meeting?
The founding fathers meeting.
They said they were there as founding fathers with me. How dare I? But you see, they didn't know that when I wrote letters of invitation to even such people. But then I didn't want to annoy these people who knew where they are at this particular point. So I called them to say, look, I'm about to call this meeting and I'm sending a letter. When I reach one particular person from one particular zone, they said, no. He was the one who raised the motion for them to go to another function, and they said no. Therefore, please don't call it. If he's truly with us, he will react. He reacted yesterday. What I'm saying, many of them will be back. We've seen that before. In 2014, I was the chairman of the National Convention of the PDP. I can name about 7 key people who left, and about 5 of them joined the others to form the APC.
G5
No. That was in 2023. I'm talking about way back.
Yes,
in
just
2014.
Before the 2015
in 2014.
election. Yeah. They walked out from the convention.
From the convention. I was the chairman, and I did everything to make sure that nobody was dissatisfied with the way we organized.
It was 5 governors then, G5 governors.
Yeah, but another set of 5 governors.
Yes.
So what I'm saying now that they went, all of them were back. I didn't want to mention names. Somebody called them yesterday nomadic politicians. And they're entitled to be. Because some of them, when they came back, we even gave them, platforms to stand the election. We forgave them, and then they on. So what we are saying here is that the PDP has resolved the issues we had. We have risen. We are moving on because the NEC, very fortunately for us, resolved that we are now going to convention. The thing that was being argued was who acts, who takes over the little spaces, especially the chairmanship was from the North Central. My very good friend and for a number of years. Unfortunately, certain things happen because fundamentally, and I have to say it here, it's a very simple thing, but very, very important. We felt that after 8 years of APC and President Buhari coming from the northern part, it was free and fair, in accordance with the wisdom of the founding fathers, that we shift this to the southern part. So the presidential candidate of the party in 2023 should have gone to the south. When we said it, they said no. That was the main contention.
Was it the major issue?
That was the major.
So has it been agreed now for the records that you're zoning the 2027 presidency to the south?
Absolutely. But of course there are procedures. There's a zoning committee that was set up yesterday who will allow them to finish their work. But there is already a consensus, a near consensus, that if we really mean business, because you see, it's a strategy that the founding fathers put in place in 1998 when we came in. We looked at the whole nation and said, look, the South has been very, very badly treated. And we are brothers because Abiola won election in June 12, 1993, and it was cancelled. And the southern part was feeling very, very, very good, especially the southwest, but actually the entire south, but especially the southwest. So when we came, we told ourselves from Apia, we are brothers. In being democratic, we also should be patriotic nation builders. When you are building a nation, you must have justice, fairness, equity. You have to look after the interests of others. So we advise ourselves that nobody from Apia should go for the presidency in 1998. We call that concept power shift. And power shifted. And that's how we resolved the issue of the Southwest was boiling. But after that, it settled. In fact, by 2003 or so, when the election came out, the whole of although they initially went to AD, you know that they were initially in AD, most of us were, of course, in PDP. But after Obasanjo's 4 years, the whole of the South, except Lagos, and Lagos now transformed and became 2007. So what I'm saying, even those who have gone now, they will soon be back because they will discover that they are going to join the queue. And in APC, they don't do things democratically as well.
How will, yes, you're in PDP, but most of your members are in ADC. In fact, Atiku Abubakar.
No, don't say most of our members, some of our members.
I mean, those that constituted the APC, mainly from APC and PDP.
Yeah, maybe they've gone back to APC.
Now, a lot of people said Atiku Abubakar was the problem, and he insisted on running in 2003 against the spirit of zoning. Now he has resigned from the party. What will it mean for?
If you ask many of our members, they'll say we're quietly answered prayer. Because really, there's absolutely nothing else we have done to show that we are brothers with Vice President Atiku. He left in 2014 to go and form the APC with other people. He was back to us before to end. He requested for the ticket of the party. 2019, you remember who was our candidate? He was still candidate. He didn't have it. In 2023, we said, now look.
No, he was a candidate in 2019.
Yeah, that's why we gave it. That's why I said people were so nice to him. And in 2023, we now said, he honored me. I called a meeting in my house, being one of the founding fathers that most of them respect. Because most of the other founding fathers, Dr. Ekweme, Chief Solomon La, Elijah Adamuchiroma, Elijah Bakarimi, so many have all gone. So many of them still respect because I was the voice and the secretary of the founding man. I called him, he came. And I called Governor Wike then in Port Harcourt. And to be fair to both of them, they honored me. They came to my small house. And I requested, I said, look, Nigerians expect the PDP to win this election. Because to be fair, in the 8 years of, well, he's passed on now, we don't want to say, not much was happening. Nigerians were expecting the vibrancy of the PDP. So let's resolve this matter so that we win this election and we'll be in government. Believe you me, they agreed. When they went back...
What was the agreement?
The agreement was that, look, sincerely, we have to respect the convention. Otherwise, sincerely, this thing should have initially actually gone to the South. But now you won the primaries, the convention, you've been elected. We respect the will of the people. Why wouldn't you now take this other person who was a very, very active, very, very vibrant person as your running mate? He said it was too late. So he said now, and for Governor Wike, believe me, to be fair to him, he now said, look, okay, what will I go and tell my people? Let the chairmanship then come to the South, which is fair. And so they all agreed to set up a committee of 14, 7 from both sides. Believe me, both of them did. I remember the governor of Adamawa was nominated by Atiku to be the chairman of his 7 men. Mimiko, the former governor of Ondo, was nominated by Wike to be the chairperson of the 7. And the 14 of them met. They met here in Abuja, they met in Port Harcourt, and they reached agreement how to resolve the matter properly. When they finished, that time, Atiku had already gone to a meeting in London. They followed him and gave him a report. And they reached an agreement, believe me, solidly. And coming back to Nigeria, I don't want to go for it because...
So that agreement wasn't implemented.
That was why the so-called G5 They were annoyed because they have done everything. And so some of us were sympathetic because we believed that ab initio, the candidature for the party's presidential candidate in 2023, after 8 years being up here, should have gone to the south.
I recall what Atiku Abubakar said then. He made a post on some of his social media handles that he has no problem of zoning to the south, but it must be zoned to the southeast. That if it's zoned to the southeast today, that same day he will drop his ambition.
First of all, zone to the south. The south will sit and the micro zone. That's what we'll do. Even when the chairmanship was zoned up here, it was zoned to the north. We sat together in the north, and it was micro-zoned to the...
His fear was that it was going to be hijacked.
No.
Some other interests.
The southern interests were very powerful. I remember all the 17 or 18 governors of the south met. The last meeting they had was in Asaba. I remember very, very well.
Yes.
With the person who even became his vice presidential candidate. And they resolved that the candidate this time should be from the south. All right? Part of the thing that we said, no. To be honorable, he shouldn't even have accepted anything on that ticket. Because it was under
he even accepted when he defected to the APC that it was a wrong move.
So now, after he had done
your position.
Yeah? You said what?
I said he agreed by himself that
but it's
him becoming
the damage
vice president was
he should have listened to us at the right time. Well. Because we were telling her, look, Nigerians are watching us. Fair is fair. This is the time. When you people sat in Asaba, most of us agreed that yes, it is your turn. But suddenly, you now became vice president to another country. No, they shouldn't have done that. None of you should have accepted it. But now he has seen it. What I'm saying now, I wish he did would have been in government today. And Nigerians would have been murdered. But not to worry, we're coming.
Well, we wish you luck. But another problem with the PDPs, some of your members have openly said, we are PDP, but we will campaign for Bola Tinubu in 2027. Yes, on week FCT minister, Samuel Otom, former governor of Benue State, governor of Osun State, Adeleke, Oyinla, name them. So it appears that he's one leg in PDP as a member, but supporting the APC for presidential election. How will he play out for the PDP?
Let me say this. A number of people making comments were making comments because they haven't seen the other side. They haven't given us the opportunity of producing the candidate for the 2027. And maybe they are thinking that the current government is so established, is so strong, is so structured, is so lent that it is not beatable. That's what they're thinking. But you see, that's not how elections are won. It's an election. And we won elections in this country. There's a sense in which the Nigerian population, the Nigerian followers are such that there is a momentum. The momentum usually gathered. And that's what happened. The same when Buhari came. They were not very strong, but then the thing was on their side. It was the turn of the North. And in 2014, we made a mistake because we advised Jonathan after 2011 when he won to say, look, in 2014, let it shift to the North. We are all agreed. When we came to that 2014, 2015, a few of the people around, not he himself, a few of the people around, they said there's no vacancy. I can name some of them now, but it's all right. We said, now look, this is not fair. We are with you, but you've already lost the moral initiative. Because many of them now will feel they'll be sympathetic. And that's what, it was like a wave. Believe you me, we'll bring up a candidate from the South, a credible candidate, a very experienced candidate, a very experienced person who has really served Nigeria very well. There are so many of them. We've already done our research. When we come up,
perhaps some of the people are now, some of the people are talking about the Buhari momentum. Some people is that someone also that have that momentum?
Even more powerful. Because Buhari didn't perform. Buhari, it was because of sentiment of integrity of this. He wasn't privileged to really do things that people will remember him for, but people liked him for integrity, for being truthful and being strong and so on. But in terms of really getting things done, he wasn't that the person we are talking about, and the people we are talking about, because we are looking at 1 or 2 or 3 people, and any of them will be very, very superb. They've done well.
There are reports that PDP is reaching out to P2B.
Yes, why not? He was our member. In fact, if I were Vice President Atiku, I would have, in 2023, I would have said, no, Peter, you were my Vice President at that time. Now I'll support you. You would have been a statesman. Peter is good. There are other good people.
What level of contact have you had with P2B, for instance?
Not for now, because I'm the leader of the delegation. But I've met people. I've met him, and I've met people, that are going to be the people he will refer to. And I've sat with them for hours. And we're moving step by step.
What kind
We're
of
moving step by step. But that's
are
not
you
the only
getting from
person.
them? Yeah.
That's not the only person. We're also going to other places, but I don't want to announce before we really get there. They gave me an assignment. When I met them initially, they said, look, get your platform. That's why you started. The platform was too noisy. Get it right. And I'm moving. Yesterday, we had a fantastic neck. And I was so happy because the next thing now is the convention at Ibadan in November. We'll do it very, very well. So I have a very solid platform. I can now go back to these people to say, look, we're set. The platform you were complaining about is now set, is now organized, is now proper, is now ready, is ready to move. And I know many of them will respond. So we're not just looking at one person. We're looking 1, 2, 3, even more. The South is full of talents.
Okay, now let's quickly take a
The
look.
South is full of talents.
Yes.
Agree with me?
Yes, of course, there are talents
Yes.
everywhere. Human resources on global level, Nigeria can raise its
Absolutely.
head.
So what
high
I'm saying
with
is the people who are
pride.
saying they will not, no, they should give us a chance because we provide a credible alternative to what is happening. I'm not saying the president, the current APC, no, he's doing his best. But if you compare with our record, it's far, oh my God. The exchange, just check the exchange rate. Exchange rate during Jonathan, what was it? It's now 760% higher. And that one has changed the whole reality in Nigeria. Things are so expensive. People are not able to live. Things are so harsh. That's alone. Economy is the most powerful gauge. And believe you me, on that one, they will find it very difficult because it's a reality.
So the campaign will be based more on the performance of the
Issues.
economy.
On issues.
Okay, let's take a look at
Security and economy.
Okay,
Those are
two
the
key
things.
issues. From our social media handle, our X feed to be specific, we have at least one conscious one says, I want to specifically appreciate Professor Jerry Gana for initiating the meeting of the founding fathers of PDP.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
However, we expect the party to achieve consensus, to activate rather consensus to the southeast, which in my view remains the most loyal zone to the PDP.
So that's the way we are coming. The thing that I want to take this opportunity to really thank our great people in the Southeast for being patient, because I met their leaders, and one of them were there yesterday. The founding fathers set up a very important ideal, is that if we are to rule the country, we must be law-abiding. We must obey the rule of law. And even if you don't like a court ruling, once the court has ruled, you obey. The Supreme Court ruled. And once they ruled, we have to obey. Because we interpreted it one way, but we also went to the person that should interpret it and build overseer, that's INEC. And their own interpretation was that unless this person is the secretary, you have no secretary because the Supreme Court has already ruled. And we say, now look, we are now in a tight corner. Because if you don't convene the NEC properly,
there will be no NEC, there will be no national convention.
So we want to assure the South that we can't forget. They've sacrificed tremendously. We are moving on. They will smile.
Now, for you to beat an incumbent president in the presidential system in Africa, the first point to achieve is to unite the opposition. Now we have ADC pulling out. 3-horse race, 4-horse race will be to the advantage of the ruling party. 2-horse race enhances the opportunity of the opposition party.
Your observation is too early in terms of making a conclusion, because the two sides have not really brought up the candidates yet. You know the candidate of one side, that's APC. They should wait until the PDP brings out the credible alternative candidate. And many of the other parties are talking about, they also line up, because we'll be more beautiful, we'll be more active, we'll be more credible, we'll be more believable, we'll be one because we've done it before. And they'll see it fantastically. And they are so real. Therefore, just wait. Ask me this question in another year. The opposition will be so solidly behind defeating this. Because, the reality is, and this is not a criticism, it's just the realities. The situation that Nigerians are facing is very, very deep, and they are crying out for rescue. The economy is harsh, but by any standard. I don't even listen to my wife again when they go to market and because it's in a mess. And the one that pains me the most, really, is the fact that they are not like we did in our days. Under Obasanjo, and I thank Obasanjo, I thank Maria Radwa, I thank Goodluck Jonathan, because they implemented the party's position. Stand look, for a developing African country, one of the best ways in which you really develop the economy is to attract foreign direct investments. Because the rest of the world have done. Is it Europe? Developed. America? Developed. China? Developed. They are looking at Africa.
A virgin ground.
With resources, with human power. It was, all kinds of, and Nigeria is, of all the African countries, Nigeria is the most attractive. A market of 200 million plus. 200 million. That anything you produce in Nigeria, they'll buy. And look at the huge resources. My friend, I'm a geographer. I know the kind of resources we have in this country. Fantastic resources. So there are so many investors out there attracted to come and invest in Nigeria. But unfortunately, I'm not blaming the president because, he's giving directives. But I called them, and I've given a number of addresses on this matter. I call them evil gatekeepers. They are frustrating the investors. They are frustrating them. Some of them are crying and saying, no, hey, Nigeria, we're going away. You give us a chance. We'll open the door again. Because we opened the door in such a way that the world was so pleased that they gave us a debt relief of $18 billion. Just because we are governing very well. Okay. We'll do it again. And believe you me, if you open that door alone of investments coming to Nigeria, it's huge. Look at President Trump in America. Just within a few months, he was able to attract $16 trillion into just to recover the kind of. We can attract not just billions, not just millions, not just billions, but trillions. Because the economy is vibrant. Okay. It's resourceful.
That's what the PDP
are brilliant.
Hope to do.
Yes.
Okay, we'll leave it there.
This is one of the things.
Like you said, in the next 1 year, we'll have this conversation again to take stock.
We have how
the PDP has progressed.
A program of seven-point program we're going to bring. One of them is just what I said. Allowing people to bring their money because here you can grow your money.
Prof, you're already in campaign mode.
Oh yes! They asked me to come back and we're back because I was very patient listening to me because many of them are our friends. But believe me, we'll go and when people are carrying on our shoulders, they want to invest in your economy, they brought in money, and people will mess them up, not for a year, not for come on, it's not fair.
Okay, Professor Jerry Gana, a geographer you may not know. Perhaps I was wondering if he could have done better after performing so well as information minister if he was appointed into solid minerals. But let's see how it pans out. He believes the PDP's future is very strong.
Very, very bright.
Thank you so much for joining us.
I want to thank you very much for really helping us to address our people. PDP supporters out there and friends, oh, we are moving. The PDP train is moving. Don't agree with anybody to go there. Don't go anywhere. Stay in PDP. PDP is alive.